Good evening. It is March 28, 2022. Welcome back to BoomerRexTonight, your nearly daily source for news and politics. Tonight, we have your Monday Night Just the News. Hey, asshole, do you know what separates our show from other millennial news podcasts?
Millions of adoring fans.
What else? Any other?
We've got lasagna in the fridge.
We do, but no, we have a boomer, and not just any boomer. We have Mr. Boomer Rex himself.
Yeah, good evening.
You two eat, sleep, and breathe politics, and I'm still learning. That's three unique perspectives we share along with the facts from our literal round table. Now, let's start with the elephant in the room. That's right. Talking about the slap heard round the world. Will Smith slapped Chris Rock live on the Oscars.
It was a righteous slap, I will say that.
Oh, he hit him good.
He hit him hard.
No, I was shocked.
And open-handed.
I watched it, right, live, and all of a sudden the sound cuts out because I'm thinking this is a bit. It has to be a bit, right? And you see that smirk on his face, you know, on Will Smith's face after he slaps him and everything. And I was like, this has to be a bit. There's no way. And nope, turns out it was not.
Or it was a good one.
For those, they could just be covering really well. I mean, they're both actors, so and Will Smith is a particularly good actor, so I think he could pull this off.
He could do this part.
I would be interested to see how the Weak Sisters handle this.
True.
So for those of you who are unsure of what we're discussing, during the Oscars, Chris Rock was doing his bit before he presented, and he saw fucking Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, and said, I can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2. And I thought that, I was like, oh, she'd be awesome in G.I. Jane 2. Because, first of all, I didn't realize she had shaved her head, okay? Second of all, until the camera cut to her. And second of all, like, I didn't understand that she has this health condition that caused her to have bald spots or something on her head.
Yep.
So that's why she chose to shave it. And I think that's cool. I've heard she's made some jokes about it and has just been real open. The Smiths are very open about their lifestyle and what they do and everything. So I personally didn't think this was a slight so much as like a joke, or maybe you should do this thing. I didn't take it in any sort of a negative way at all. And then all of a sudden I see Will Smith stand up and walk over, and I saw Chris put his hands behind his back and just go, oh fuck, here we go. And then Smith slaps him and then goes and sits back down and says, keep my wife's name out of your mouth, out of your fucking mouth. And he says that twice, and that's what they had cut. They had cut the audio for
Not in Australia, though.
Not in Australia, not online, not on internet, and not in some other countries, but yeah.
Yeah, you'd think that one button would do all, but
Right.
yeah. Yes, we don't have the tech.
Right. No, it was pretty crazy. So the thing is I heard there are murmurs that Mr. Rock didn't know about Miss Smith's health condition. So I don't know if that's true. I heard that he kind of hid out in the back afterwards and was feeling pretty like, oh shit, I fucked up. You know what I mean? But personally, I feel like Will Smith, this was totally out of character from what I know of Will Smith. Like, I grew up watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and all of his movies. Like, you know what I mean? I've watched almost everything he's ever been in until I got, you know, until some of his newer stuff is not so much my speed. But it seemed very out of character to me for him to do something like this. So I don't know what's going on. But you said that some Republicans are saying something.
Oh yeah, this gives shithead Twitter the full fucking authorization to spend the day idly wondering, but what if Will Smith was a white guy? Wouldn't he have been then arrested? Would that be racist? And then now they get to wander around Tucker Carlson style confused, right? Not really confused, but figuring out the way to say the worst things with a little bit of crinkle in your forehead. like you
Well,
can
and-
think.
Right, and my argument when Asphalt brought this up is I said that's not what happened. It was a black dude smacking a black dude. So the only way you could compare it is a white dude slapping another white dude, which happens with
Unless you're
rape.
trying to inflame your base, in which case it's a white dude smacking a black dude and getting arrested.
Well, and then fantasizing about all the bad things that would happen
Yeah.
immediately following, as opposed to, no, this was
Which I
rich
don't think
people
that-
slapping
this-
rich
yeah.
people.
And nothing was
that's
gonna
a much
happen.
better way of it, and
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
This is celebrities,
One
right?
oligarch fun slapped another one.
Celebrity is its own type of richness, even in that, right?
Yeah.
So these people
Hold on, let's find out if the Smiths turn up in the Brazil papers.
What are those?
The way that rich people hide their money, like Jackie Chan hides a shit ton of money.
What? Jackie Chan?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Not
Anyway.
Jackie Chan. That's sad. I like Jackie Chan.
And another cinema idol bites the dust.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hollywood's not a good place.
You know, while you were
They're
talking
all
about this, I
Weinstein.
figured out I'm your token boomer.
Fair.
So you start the show every day. Oh, look, we have a boomer.
You're the one that wanted to do the show, man.
I know.
You asked me to produce it. That's the only reason
Yeah.
I'm here.
Oh, God. You must be mad with me by now.
Not at all. No, I love it. This is a lot of fun. It's very therapeutic. I feel doing all this.
Oh, shit, I learned a new word.
Shit, what was it?
Cishet.
Is this heck?
Cishet.
Mm.
Cisgender heterosexual. Cishet.
Oh, but I thought that was the long version of cis. I
Nope.
thought that. Oh,
Cis is just about gender.
Oh.
Hetero is about sexual preference.
right.
Yeah. Cis has no statement on your sexual preference.
This is getting real confused. Can I just say
This is what you do when you're not going to
this is
win on an
getting
issue.
excessive, like real excessive. Like
Again, I don't remember if I said it on the show. The South is all that about manners because they know it's never ever going to get better. And so when you know it's never ever going to get better, you start doodling in the margins and worrying about doilies or what words.
so cis just means that I'm the same.
You're comfortable, yeah, you and
You're
your body.
comfortable
What I
with
was
what
born
you
with.
are.
Mhm.
Right.
So I would be a cis bisexual.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah.
Can I just say I'm
Used
a
to
cis
was.
girl, like a cis woman,
I mean, you could,
lady?
then you wouldn't be advertising your sexual preference, and that's the other thing. I mean, for people
Do
that
I
aren't going to
need
have
to?
I don't. Man, I don't fucking know.
I'm going to
I'm
go with
so
assholes
confused.
line. Right? If you're not offering to put some part of your body close to mine, I don't care what your sexuality is.
I like that.
Unless I fall
like
in the
that.
Venn diagram overlap of people you would like to have sexual encounters with, fuck right off.
Yeah.
No, like I
And
don't,
if you're not offering, I don't
I
care.
don't
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like it is any of my business
Uh-huh.
what someone else's sexuality is if they're not, risen sexual.
Again,
you know
this
what I mean?
is another
Yeah.
one of those words that escaped the lab, useful in sociology courses and about 9 other things of study, and hit the street and was used by the least interesting people in the fucking room.
Yep.
This is microaggressions, this is white privilege, this is all kinds of things that really fucking valuable when you're looking at doctoral level work.
Yep.
Not at all fucking interesting when Becky on Twitter wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway.
No, that's what I'm vaguely worried about for Will Smith, is we've already seen the offenderatis turning, right? They're slow and dumb, but at some level they are at least viewed like those statues in Neverending Story.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be pissed if they take away his Oscar.
Right? Oh, I'd
That's
fuck
some
with him about
bullshit.
that, but...
Don't take away his Oscar. He fucking earned it.
And this isn't related to that, but...
No, this is a completely unrelated
And
situation.
again, Hollywood, you just opened your whole thing about the great history of Hollywood, explaining how all of the people had done stuff and didn't mention Jews at all. And I'm not saying Jews run Hollywood or any of the crazy fucking anti-Semitic shit. I'm saying there really were a lot of Jewish founders of movie
Yes,
companies
there
that
were.
still fucking exist.
Yep.
Well, and again, in the most recent reports, because I've been reading everything I can find on it throughout the day, on the most recent reports I have heard that he apologized personally
He
to
did.
Chris
Yeah.
Rock and
Yeah.
that they're fine. So,
Yeah.
as
No,
far
but
as
this
I
is a
know,
chance-
this isn't a real issue.
for people
Don't
who
make it
believe very little and are very good at remembering other people's lines to look all shocked and offended.
Yeah.
And talk
As
about
you
how
say,
this
to
doesn't
wrinkle their
represent...
foreheads so it looks like they're thoughtful.
Well, and to talk about how Will Smith doesn't represent our values and, blah, blah, blah. I know this is going to be gross.
Yeah.
No, and again, from what I've been hearing, and I'm not going to talk about his personal whatever because, like I said, they're open books. You can go look it up
You might
yourself.
slap you.
But well, there you go. But what I'm going to say is that from what I've heard, things have been pretty rough for him recently. So this could have just been kind of the last straw. You know what I mean? And just needed an outlet and made a mistake, like we all do when we're angry.
No, I have no problem with it. It's the falling down and looking hurt we're about to see from 3 rows back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all those people offended.
How terrible it was to watch.
Chris Rock.
Fucking vacuum skull Barbie, the last Trump press secretary. What the hell's her name? McEnemy? McNuggets?
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, she's
McKenzie.
got a whole... That's close.
Yeah.
Anyway, fucking PR agent for the dumpster fire
Yeah.
has found a way that this all is about who's the idiot with the eye that's running for wherever in Arkansas. Right? It's not Hickenlooper, but that's what I keep getting. Her brother kills dogs.
Like PETA?
No. Like
Like
he wasn't
worse
allowed to
than
be a
PETA?
counselor at that camp anymore, bad.
Oh shit.
Well, while you're looking that up,
All right.
I wanted
do we want to start into our headlines then?
yeah.
Okay,
let's
so-
do the happy one.
All right. Truck toss teen gets new vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's good to know because it really did kind of mess up the vehicle and so forth. I saw a picture of the side. So the tornado lays it on the side, spins it around, stands it back up, and so the Bruce Lowry Chevrolet in Fort Worth is going to give him a new truck.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. And they were complimenting his driving, and I'm saying, no, I'm sorry, no. Most of that was just a ride, right? Like any other amusement park ride.
Well, but the fact when it flipped back on its wheels.
Then
and
he said,
started
I'm
getting
pointed
out
in the
of-
right direction to get the
getting
hell out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
So
good.
way to
That's
put your
good
foot down.
choice. Yeah.
And he didn't go that far. So,
No, it's just gonna get out of the path of the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, no, I get it.
yeah.
All right, so let's move on to Taliban 2.0 reveals they have not changed at all. They are still the Taliban beta version.
So they've gone back to you can't send Afghan girls to secondary school, right?
Afghan
While
girls should stay home and
thousands
learn
of
how to
them-
make IEDs.
And
Absolutely.
Molotov cocktails.
Pick up a rifle and stand a post.
You know, Ukraine has
suckers-
a lot of
these
information on
suckers
how to
aren't
make
afraid of girls.
cocktail.
Yep. No,
Go out at night with a really sharp knife.
those unwilling to kill will always be subject to those that are.
All right.
We can pretend.
So, but they've
society's
gone right
nuts.
back where they were.
Yeah.
Right, and it's time after time after time they've done things they said they wouldn't do, and
Yeah,
they
and
were
you
all
said like a
new and
bunch
different.
of girls showed up in their
Yeah.
uniforms, ready to
Yep.
go, and they were turned away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank fucking God they were turned away and not machine gunned.
Well, they had a new one either today or yesterday. If you work a government job, you have to have a beard.
What?
Yeah,
Tell me that's not a real thing.
that's a real thing
Why the fuck do you need a beard?
because you need a beard to be tallywhack.
yeah,
What?
it's part of their reference to some poor misunderstood version of Islam.
Oh.
That's why they all have the idiot beards.
Yeah,
You're
well,
not allowed
that's
to cut it or
genetics.
something?
Yeah,
Fuck.
they're not supposed to shave any part of the hair on their face or their like besides their head. It's a similar thing as what gets the Hasidic Jews the brain. It's not fucking Goldilocks, and we're gonna get in trouble if you say that.
The little curly cues.
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna find the word for it. It was Sarah Huckabee Sanders I was looking for earlier, and it was the standard falling down and looking hurt about
Yeah.
reps that supported Will Smith slapping him. Oh, there's the tolerant left endorsing an act of just violence, and they haven't even seen.
Let's see.
violence.
We've got a Republican who is openly advocating to put the supporters.
Me up against a wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Any day you fucking want, pussy.
Give it a try.
I will fucking Sherman's March, Mississippi with nothing but glee in my heart.
Yep.
If I had 2 wishes, I'd be dead and that asshole'd be on fire.
Well,
What's your next thing?
I want to take back one of your wishes there.
Okay, so let's move on to Utah pushes through anti-trans legislation against all opposition. What is
Yep,
this?
they did. So what's next?
Oh, fine.
You zeroed my goddamn story. No, remember that the governor of Utah had vetoed the legislation that said that trans girls couldn't play,
Yeah,
you know, high
thank
school
God.
sports.
Thank God for that.
And so he
Exactly.
vetoed it, and the Utah legislature came back.
Okay.
And
Looks like it's working now.
all right. So we had a little technical problem.
Oh my God, we recorded the whole show and now we have to start over again. So back to the governor of Utah.
The governor, as you recall,
Scumbag that he is.
oh, he's not a scumbag.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, force of habit.
You recall that Utah passed this anti-trans legislation, and the governor vetoed it. Well, the Utah legislature came back, and both houses passed their anti-trans nonsense.
Not going to tell them how to bigot.
Their little bigot bill, yeah. Passed it with veto-proof margins. So, to review the statistics, they have 75,000 students are involved in various, school athletic programs. Of those, 4 are transgender. Of those, 1 is a girl.
Right.
So apparently your whole state just said, fuck you, Jenny.
Yeah, it did. To
Yeah.
a single transgender.
This single lady, young lady,
Yeah.
is being just shunned. Shunned!
Put those adults with imaginary friends in your fucking rear view.
So, again, yeah, Utah's a good place to be from.
And again,
As far from as you can arrange to be.
I'm glad you remembered that. Was good. No, as far as I'm concerned, right, this whole thing is just absolutely ludicrous. It's insane. It's dumb. And it needs to fucking stop. I mean, it's absolutely infuriating that, these assholes can just pick 1 or 2 random outliers,
Oh,
right?
but they're really scary.
Well, but then they pretend that high school sports fucking matter. They don't fucking matter.
Well, they matter a great deal if you're going to peak in high school, like I assume everyone from and near Utah did.
Who
I
cares?
read the
about high
statistics
school
once.
sports?
It's like 99% end in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a number of those will have injuries
Oh, yeah.
that,
We destroy tens of thousands of kids to create a single pro player.
yeah.
No, I have a fucked up ankle from playing basketball.
Yeah.
I had to stop playing because my doctor looked at me and said, "Here are your options. You can keep playing, potentially re-injure yourself, and never be able to play." So if I had gotten good and gotten whatever,
Yeah.
I could injure myself to the point of never being able to play again.
Yeah.
And I said, "Fuck that noise. I'm out."
Yeah. No, look at the number of college kids who, turns out they're illiterates because when you fold their knee backwards, the college has no use for them anymore.
Yeah.
Which is racist because we usually stick them in African studies.
Well, the other side of that is many of the communities where this is happening, the other alternative for actual advancement would be the military. And if you have played high school sports, you may have difficulty getting into the military.
Yeah.
They're going to look at your joints. And it's real easy to do
what you
the
did in
kinds of
Pee Wee
joint
League
damage.
fucked you up.
Yeah. That the military does not want.
No, because they'll end up paying for it. They learned that lesson.
Yeah,
Yep.
no. So again, y'all need to get off your high horses. High school sports are not your life, and if they are, that's a problem.
Yep.
No, they chose.
And
these
if you're
people-
scared of one trans girl playing in I'm sorry.
In the entire fucking
And it
state.
just says
That's-
everything there is to say about Utah.
and that's
Put
why
Utah
they,
in the rearview mirror.
and that's why they picked it, because they knew that very few people in their state would have had a countervailing experience.
Yeah,
And
and it
so
was a
they
way
get
to
to
incite
paint-
their
yeah.
bigoted base.
It's to do the
Yes.
us them thing.
Yeah.
One of the things I meant to say in the earlier part of our recording is one of the things I am concerned about is the fact that the concept of comedy may not, like humans, may not be able to survive the social media age. Because there is something incredibly inherently us-theming of being in a room with a comic. Right? Obviously, you people aren't stupid. You paid money to be here. It's all those other dumb motherfuckers outside. That there's an expectation of it. That
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought.
that you're trading on as part
Yeah.
of the, because comedy's based in irreverence and 9 other things.
Yeah.
It has to be. So, no, the thing that concerns me, because all of this was pent up about the Will Smith slapping fucking Chris Rock. It was a bad choice to make. Don't make jokes about people's wives.
Yeah.
Especially not when there's a little fucking steps up to the goddamn stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like any good comedy
what
club,
did you
he'd have to
think was
get up
gonna
on the
happen?
stage, and that's when you boot him. But
Well, while you were talking about that, I was thinking of a British comedy show. It was stand-up comedy. It's the Two Ronnies.
Mhm.
That was incredibly gentle. And it was still funny.
oh yeah, no, you can do gentle comedy.
Yeah.
But one, if there's a heckler, no, there's not. There's probably not a gentle way to shut a heckler down the second time.
Yeah.
Or at least not much point in it.
Yep.
So, then again, I'm not saying that it, but it was just one of those observations that floated by of,
Yep.
right, I'm concerned that the offenderati is going to make us as unfunny as the right has become.
Speaking of offenderati, let's move on.
Yes.
Hey, Dems, cut this shit out. What?
That's right.
What
What
is
the fuck have they
this?
done?
So the president and CEO of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce has been broadly criticized. She was at an event, and the DJ for the event had a couple of quite elaborate Indian headdresses, which he went around and put on various people, and then they took a photograph. So there's a photograph of her with 2 other people where they're wearing Indian headdresses. She was not.
No, and again, my argument is on a party boat or on vacation, you know, don't put on other people's headwear.
Yeah.
Lice is still a thing.
You're there to catch STDs, not fucking crabs of the
Yeah,
skull.
seriously.
Until this came up, I was saying I might not have understood how offensive that could potentially be.
No,
And
and-
then my version of that, right, is the, 18-year-old slob walking down the street with a, fatigue shirt with Master Sergeant stripes on it.
Yeah.
And that shit bugs me. I'm sorry. So,
No, and
anyway.
and again, they bought that from an army surplus store. I don't know if that money goes
Maybe.
to the military,
Yeah.
but
Unlike,
whatever.
That goes to
Don't-
some of the sketchy people.
yeah, whatever. I don't.
All right.
Whatever. They paid for it. I don't give a fuck. You know,
Yeah.
this kid isn't striped in
Yeah.
the military, right? And
no,
for all you
we
know,
all had,
it could have been his dad's or his grandfather,
Oh,
or do you know what I mean? Like this
Yeah.
could be a family heritage thing. You don't
Yeah.
know, so don't judge. But as far as this goes,
still probably ought to take the Master Sergeant
Yeah.
stripes off it.
my original thought process was, what's the big deal, until I actually saw the photo.
Yeah.
Because originally I was thinking, like, back in kindergarten and
Yeah,
elementary
little three
school,
feather.
we would make those feathered
Yeah.
and we would cardboard, put the cardboard hat on and we
Yeah.
would do the little thing and it was fun. I understand now that that's inappropriate, right? Like, you don't do that. But I was thinking some stupid party hat, and I didn't realize that they were these beautiful, detailed, very nice headdresses. And maybe not so much.
Yeah,
Like,
and-
were they
and-
playing YMCA or something? Like, and that's probably even more inappropriate. Like, how bad is this?
Yeah.
Like, so, and again, I don't feel like she really did anything wrong. She wasn't wearing a headdress. Somebody snapped a picture.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's one where you apologize and walk on.
yeah.
Which
I mean,
kind of halfway
slap on the
appears
wrist,
to be what's
right?
happening. Yeah.
I'm all about that. Slap on the wrist. She apologized, said I didn't think about it at the time, and that's fine. Like, that's the end of the discussion. Why is this PC police got to be all over the place and over exaggerating every little fucking thing? And again, if
So-
she was wearing the headdress, this would be a totally different discussion.
I'm not sure it would. But it would. In any case, we take it as a learning experience and we drive on.
I have questions about the president of the Chamber of Commerce hanging out with cute party chicks. Not a
She-
problem with, just
Well, she was on vacation and somebody wanted a picture with her. Maybe they knew who she was. I don't know.
seems odd she'd go clubbing.
I have no
Unless
idea.
she's trying to
Yeah.
drum up a base or something, looking for votes. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know what she's doing.
Yeah, all right.
I'm not going to judge. But anyway, let's move on. Boomer Rex's About Damn Time. Tell me the
this is
good
great.
news, sir.
Took just 2 hours for a California jury to convict Jeff Fortenberry of 3 charges. The first, scheming to falsify or conceal material facts, and then 2 counts of making false statements to a government agency. So he could receive a maximum sentence of 15 years. He's out on bail pending his sentencing hearing, which will be June the 28th in California. So we'll see.
Awesome.
Yep.
Oh, good. And again, we were discussing the fact that, he gets out, right, on, until his sentencing, and how that would not be something that most people facing the potential of 15 years in jail would be able to do. And this is a rich thing, right? He's got money. So.
$30,000 if nothing else.
Right?
I don't
He
know.
is out on bond.
Yeah. And,
Right, but the fact that he could pay it is the problem.
No.
and it's a nonviolent crime. I don't know. They go back and forth. Either way, hell's yeah, way to go, jury. Convict that son of a bitch.
Yeah, absolutely. He said he had failed a memory test.
Oh, that seems like it's going to be painful.
And I'm sorry, this was a paper bag with $30,000.
Yeah, how
in
do
it.
you forget that?
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
like we were talking about previously. I at one point in time in my life had a check for $15,000 in my hands on a windy day, because my friend didn't want to hold it because he didn't want to be. He's the one that wrote it, and he didn't want to be the one to drop it. And I was like, "You piece of shit!"
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you that
But
about
I'll never forget that, right? Like I remember.
no, a paper bag with $30,000 in it. That's a full lump of paper, right?
Yeah.
I can tell you that a paper bag with $160,000 in it is a great big lump of paper.
So this one was really.
Yeah. I was pay officer in Germany, so drove halfway across Germany with $160,000 in cash.
I would not be comfortable doing that.
My driver and I were both armed, and my driver was somebody I trusted implicitly. So
I would want more than one other person in the vehicle with
Anyway.
me carrying that kind
no,
of
we
money.
made a joke because we stopped. I think we actually stopped at a McDonald's, and then stopped at a roadside rest area to eat it. And as we were throwing the garbage away, one or the other of us said, "Make goddamn sure you don't throw the money away."
Right? Oh my
Right.
God.
Yeah, there's no way. That was a very full paper bag,
I
all
believe
taped
it.
shut. Takes damn well forever to count $160,000.
I believe it. You don't want to lose that. All right. Tell me about our dumbass of the day.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were talking earlier about Republicans and violence.
Yeah.
So, Robert Foster, he's a Republican, former Mississippi state representative, failed gubernatorial candidate. So he's running again. And he's been saying that transgender allies should be placed against the wall and shot by a firing squad to send them to an early judgment. And he didn't just say it once. He said it on Friday, and then on Saturday
Doubled
morning,
down.
he doubled down on it.
Fuck me.
So, yeah, buddy, I qualify as a transgender ally.
I'm a transgender ally. Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Come at me. I fucking dare you. I will call the FBI on your piece of shit ass.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't need to
Ridiculous.
assemble a firing squad.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't do crimes, the internet.
No, this is insane. This transgender hatred for the
Well, and
handful of people.
the repeated calls by the Republicans for violence.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
These are snowflakes. Right. They're making a terrible mistake calling for violence.
No, this is crazy, because there is literally in this entire country a handful of people that are transgender.
Yeah.
Do
How
you want
many
a trouble?
transgender-
That's how you get a troubles.
How many transgender people do you walk across in your daily life?
No idea.
No clue, right? Because it's none of your fucking business.
Yeah.
You don't know. And if you're friends with these people and it bothers you, why are you friends with these
They're
people?
not. This
Yeah.
is about power.
Yeah.
They're about to remake the world in their own image.
No, I hope that
And
this
it's
fucking
an ugly goddamn
Oh,
image.
yeah.
I hope that this backflashes
It's gonna be some white devil
and,
shit.
and slaps them upside the head like Will Smith did to Chris Rock. I hope that's what happens.
There you go.
No, you remember when the Trumpies were sinking each other's boats? Those are people rich enough to own a fucking boat, and they didn't care about each other.
I know. It's
What the fuck luck is there for anyone
Funny
who's
as hell
getting
to
paid by
watch.
the hour?
All right. Let's talk about New York City wants to remove homeless.
So
from
here we
the
go
streets.
again, right? Another city.
Hopefully
that
they do it in a
decided-
better way than Giuliani did. Just bussing them to Jersey.
I
I
bet Jersey loved that.
Yeah. On the other hand, what are they going to do? If
Got
you
'em out of New
complain?
York.
Yeah.
For the whole 2 days it took them to walk back.
anyway, I'm sorry. Cities decide that the homeless are unsightly or whatever, and they decide they're going to clean that up. And there are kind of two ways it goes, right?
Mhm.
You've got San Francisco, which is genuinely trying to house people, albeit their program has lots of problems,
Right.
right? But they're at least trying.
Right.
You've got Tucson that's getting started on this and has been at least talking a good game. Good enough game that the sort of spokesperson for the homeless camp they're disassembling
Seems to be
seems to be convinced it might work.
cool.
So anyway, but more typically, what happens is they just go through and throw all their shit away,
Right.
and they're still on the street, and they're just not as obvious because they don't have a place to call home anymore.
Didn't he make some comment about cardboard boxes? Tell me about that.
Oh yeah, he said, if you don't want to go to a homeless shelter, you can sleep on the street in a blanket, but says, you can't build a miniature house made of cardboard on the streets. That's just inhumane.
Okay, and here's my argument, okay? I want this asshole, all right? This is the mayor, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I want this asshole to spend a night on the street in midwinter without cardboard box, right? And
Yep.
then spend a night on the street with the cardboard box. And then we'll have this conversation again, Mr. Mayor.
About
We will
what's
have that
inhumane.
discussion about what
Yeah.
the inhumane side of this is, because
Yeah.
I promise you, it's not that cardboard box. So go fuck yourself.
I'd like that idea, but I want him to spend a week sleeping on the street.
Oh, right, but
And the
I'm
first
saying-
night he can have a cardboard box, and the rest of the week he can't.
Ooh, I like
Right.
that. But my point is that he's more likely to do it 2 nights than he is for a week. Because
Yeah.
let's face it, he's weak. Okay, weak
Yeah.
people don't like being cold. All right, that's a thing. So I just challenge these people who want to enact these things and say stupid shit to go spend a day or two living that life and
Walk
then
a
come
mile
back
in
to
his
me.
moccasins.
Something like that. I don't know. Whatever. Wrap yourself up, and you don't get to wear like a nice jacket or anything like that.
Yeah, no
Wrap yourself
Eastern
up.
face shit.
No, wrap yourself up in some newspaper, the oldest, shittiest jacket you can find that's not lined or anything, not made for winter time, no down anything, no fur anything, and fucking
Fuck
this.
it. Fuck around. Find out.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So anyway, let's move on.
Hey, if you do end up taking her up on our offer, remember to sleep with one arm through your bag, and if you can, take your shoes off and put them either at the bottom in your sleeping bag with you, or in like under your head.
Yeah, so people don't steal them on you.
Yeah.
All right. So spy chat rooms turn into racist, homophobic dumpster fires. Tell me about this.
I feel less bad if you do sell some of these sons of bitches out, Ukraine.
Right.
So anyway, turns out that the intelligence community has some chat rooms and some things that are
A
kind
good
of
idea.
like Twitter, right? Which are internal. They're inside.
Yeah.
They're inside the boundary.
Yeah.
And you
And-
fucking hope, right?
Yeah. And so it turns out that during the Trump administration, these just went dumpster fire.
Wasn't it by the 3rd year it was just trash?
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 years ago.
For instance, eChirp, which is one of their, again, that's the sort of Twitter clone, right?
Right.
Just turned into a dumpster fire, right? just hate speech against non-whites, gays, women, transsexuals, Muslims.
You mean literally everyone they're likely to meet in a fucking professional environment, unless, you know, you're
Yes.
plotting a coup here, you pieces of shit.
Right?
So
Probably
anyway,
fucking are.
right, clear
They were in
evidence.
support of January 6th.
Oh, they were. That's what they said in their little chat rooms.
Yeah.
In their
Anyway,
little
so they had the evidence. I'm sure they
4chan.
still have the data.
5-4chan.
Time to do some house cleaning at those agencies.
I agree.
Yep.
Fuck them. Get rid of all of them. Put them on the streets.
The military, which has been fairly open about its attempts to reduce, hasn't said much about this yet. On the other hand, this, DIA is kind of their problem, but the CIA isn't.
Nope.
So anyway,
Is this CIA, FBI?
CIA, DIA, NSA.
Adults.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. Not the FBI. Cool.
No. Don't get me wrong.
they're
We start
probably
flipping over FBI text messages, we're going to find some
We're gonna find the
racists.
same
But
stuff. Yeah.
no, this is the big kids. These are the ones who actually have a counterintelligence and intelligence role.
So
Yeah.
these are the 007 type
Yeah.
kids. The
These are the analysts.
Unlikely.
burn
Yeah.
notice
Yeah.
kind of kids.
No, these are, you know, the
The
guys you usually
analysts,
fight
mhm.
against? Like the desk shitheads? That's
Yes.
who this is.
Oh, okay. Cool.
These are the, hey, that's CIA credentials. That means you get laid at CPAC.
Fuck me. All right. Tell me about the sea slug that can regrow its entire body from just its head.
No, I just love this. So there's a photosynthetic sea slug. And they kind of look like a normal ground slug, right? Just different color because they're photosynthetic. But anyway, they're greenish. But it turns out that the head can shed the rest of the body, wander off, and regrow another body.
Huh.
So
How long does it take? Do you know?
I didn't see,
Okay.
but it's weeks. I think they were saying after 5 weeks they were fully grown again.
We should test this on other invertebrates. Tucker Carlson and fucking Ted Cruz. Would you meet me outside? One of you bring some string.
Yeah. Anyway, they found out how to provoke this by tying a very thin string around the sort of neck area.
Wow, that'll be
And
hard to
apparently
find
that
on
was
them.
enough irritation to make them say, screw this, and shed the...
Yeah, they don't like choke it down on them,
Right.
right? They just
Right.
lightly tie it around them
Yeah.
so that they feel the irritant.
Yeah, the
and-
intent wasn't to cut it off. It was just to see if they could provoke the response.
That's why I called two of them up. We can try both things.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm all about this. We'll see if it works. We'll let you guys know. All
Send
right.
money for the science blender.
Yeah, seriously.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to hit up our Patreon, which you'll find links to on our Facebook, BoomerRexTonight, no spaces. You know you want to hear our pre-game shows. They are amazing.
You're not trying to leave, are you, without our update?
No, because I need to talk
Okay.
about the poisoned Ukraine diplomats.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, I want to discuss this because this is big news right now, and it's important. So these diplomats have, reported temporary blindness, burning in the face and eyes, and flaking skin on their face. And the guy investigating it was unable to, get samples or whatever until they reached Istanbul. So it was quite, I think it was like a couple days or something before they were able to get somewhere safe where he could find out what was going on. And that was too late to find the poison. It had already broken down. So this investigator's opinion is that it was a warning. Now, it's said
Or
that...
desire to get somebody's security detail reinforced and bring in the person they have. But yes.
So the Ukraine diplomats had been at a meeting with Russian diplomats. They'd been eating chocolate bars, so sealed food, and bottled water, I believe. And so we're not really sure how it was introduced. I'm thinking air.
I think you call their fucking bluff. I think you require that, each side bring food for the other.
Yeah.
Because again, if I was Ukraine and you kill my diplomats, I'm going to begin shelling border cities.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to target their infrastructure. Yes, I'm going to use starvation and dehydration as a weapon, because fuck off. Fair is fair.
Oh, and Ukraine pushed some Russian troops out of Kiev, I believe it was. Their
They're pushing them in a bunch of places.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're doing good. So keep it up, bud.
Well, and they're doing everything you do with an insurgency, right? It's small units that can strike and run away. And if not, they can, right, if they're winning, they can exploit. But otherwise,
Yep.
never give them anything to fight. Just make it scary.
Zelensky's also talking that the Russians have committed genocide. Is there like a number of people you kill before it's considered genocide? I don't know what.
I don't know, but I know there's no number of people killed before or when we start to give a shit
Right.
during the fact.
Right.
They are clearly guilty of war crimes. They have clearly targeted civilians.
Yeah.
On multiple
If we catch some,
occasions.
I'm sorry, if Ukraine catches some high-ranking Russian officers, they could probably try them in their own military courts and hang them.
Yep.
So,
Which
Cool.
again, I'd be doing.
yep.
Yeah, do that. All right, so let's move on to updates with BoomerRex. A lot going on with climate weirding recently. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so we had talked about the fact that they were surveying the Great Barrier Reef, right, looking for bleaching. And they have been severely bleached for the 4th time in 6 years. And worse than that, this was during a La Nina weather event, which typically brings cooler temperatures
yeah.
to the Great Barrier
Cooler
Reef.
water, cooler air usually,
Yeah.
right?
So anyway, we shall see, but this is not good. And I don't think they'd ever had a serious bleaching event before 2014.
Right.
So this is not good, and coral can't swim out of the way very well. The other one was the Conger ice shelf, right? So 460 square miles, right? It's about the size of New York City.
Right.
Sank, disappeared.
Oh, that's not good.
No,
How much ice was that again?
about 460 square miles. The problem
do we
with
know
the-
how thick that ice was? Like
No.
I feel like there's a lot more to this.
Not terribly. But the bigger problem is that the ice shelves are what prevent the glaciers from running down the hills. And so the loss of the ice shelf will accelerate the decay of glaciers. And if the glaciers in Antarctica melt, there's going to be a lot of land in Florida that's underwater. So
How long are we talking this could potentially take?
we've never seen an ice shelf disappear like that before. So,
Did that in and of itself raise the water level at all?
oh, sure, but
Like
Inches.
centimeters, yeah.
fractions of an inch. But again, if we melt the glaciers in Antarctica,
Right.
right, and the way you melt them is they slide into the seawater and melt.
That's my third wish.
That would certainly get people's attention
I want
because
sea
again,
level
there's
rise
going
we
to be
can
a lot.
see.
There's going to be a lot of land in
Hey,
Florida that is
If
underwater.
we hang out here long enough, we might have beachfront property. I'm just saying.
I think that takes the big one to get us beachfront property, but
It'd be a lot closer. It'd be driving distance.
yeah,
No, they're not wrong. Ukraine's accurate on their definition of genocide.
okay.
It's the stealing the children that makes it a genocide.
What did they do to the children?
They've yanked thousands of Ukrainians into Russia.
Oh shit! That's
And
right.
the-
They've been
yeah.
forcing them to
Yeah.
go into Russia. That's not okay.
Right, this is Russia's history. Russia in World War II carried off not only whole factories, but the village that worked the factory.
Yeah.
But it was dirty German, so it was okay back then.
That's messed up.
Oh yeah, no, like a lot of the end of World War II and post World War II, a lot of gross.
Yep. Well, and there's a big market for children, so it could just be one of the oligarchs that's busy selling the little white girls.
Yeah. No, there's nothing good about this.
Yeah.
Gross. All right, so I'm gonna say I apologize that this redo was probably a little more mild than our usual. Although I feel like we got
We
ourselves
already
out
got
of-
our vitriol out
right.
before.
I feel like we might have gotten ourselves out of some PC bullshit.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think our last roundabout was a little bit less PC than maybe should have been.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
anyway, we love you all. Thanks for hanging out with us for our Monday night Just the News. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. Don't forget to go to our YouTube, which is BoomerRex, and you can search on YouTube for BoomerRexTonight, and it will take you to our episodes, which will then lead you to our page. You can go to Facebook, which, as I said previously, is BoomerRexTonight, no spaces. Follow us there. You'll find our Patreon. You'll find links to our Podbean. You can also find us on almost every podcasting service available.
Okay.
If we are not on your favorite podcasting service, please send me a message. I'll get us there. And I'll figure out how to get us on your wherever you would like to see us. But you should be able to go to your Alexa and say, play BoomerX tonight. So we'll see. Let us know if you try it. Tell us if it works. But we love y'all, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night on BoomerRex Tonight.
Good night, the internets.